We're in England and I've come across a lovely book called Beautiful London. It's not an art book, but it's one I just happened to pick up. And it's by Phaidon, who is a fabulous publisher, F-H-A-I-D-O-N. They do art books, and they're probably one of the best art book makers. So this book has got 103 photographs in it, and it shows London in 1950. So this is London just after the war, and because it's by Phaidon, they've taken some trouble to get some good photographs. It's not just a tourist book showing sort of sentries and armed cavalry and Nelson's column. It's got a bit more to it. So I'm going to just pull around and show you the quality of the photographs. Beautiful column at the Royal Naval College in Greenwich. Beautiful close-up in black and white airframe. This is Hampton Court Palace ceiling. That's called fan vaulted, like you sometimes get in churches. So what goes on, and this is a very interesting photograph because it shows St Paul's Cathedral with bomb damage around it. All the houses have knocked down. These all been blown up, and you can see the black stone, which is limestone, which is Portland stone from Dorset. You can see it's got holes all over it where the shrapnel has chipped holes into it. That's a lovely photograph of a sad thing. And St Paul's Cathedral again. The detail on the tower, close up. So for people interested in London, it's wonderful. St Paul's Cathedral staircase in the clock tower. One photograph is looking up, one photograph is looking down. Okay, we'll keep going. That's Nelson. More cathedral images. They bombed out church. The Church of Mary le Strand. That will be from around 1690, I guess. Burlington House, the Royal Academy of Arts. Somerset House, that is home of the Courtauld Institute, which is a school for posh people to learn about art in London. Royal Society of Art. The Lancet. So these are occupied by famous publications. Trafalgar Square, two views. National Gallery, Trafalgar Square, National Gallery. Waterloo Road. So this photograph here, you've got no cars, you've got no double yellow lines, no zigzags, no anti-terrorism fences. This is what it was meant to look like. That's what London was meant to look like. And in simple terms, it was meant to look like classical Greece and Rome. That's what all these buildings are. They're fake classical buildings. This is a Palladian-ish building with a portico with columns. It's based on all those classical buildings in Rome and Greece. This is an earlier non-classical building. This is a vernacular English building. St James's Palace, that's brick. Adam building, a club in St James's. Symmetrical, sort of classical. Brooks Club. St George's Church, Hanover Square, Grosvenor Chapel. No cars, no yellow lines, no zigzags, no parking meters, no lamps, or few lamps. Absolutely wonderful, must have been incredible. Wellington Arch, Carlton House Terrace. Carlton House Terrace is Royal Estate. That is a line of terraced houses. I guess in that row there's a dozen houses. Incredible, totally unspoiled. Piccadilly, a cavalry soldier guards at Buckingham Palace, number 10 Downing Street, when you could walk down the street. Okay, so it goes on, this book, and it's quite an eye-opener. You get to see London as it was meant to be. London is nothing like this now. London now is a mess. It's too busy. It's full of architectural mistakes. It's full of lampposts, parking meters, cameras, rubbish. So it's nice to see a book. I'll shows what it was all about in the first place. Wonderful religious tombs, ancient things, all buried in London and partially forgotten. Goes on and on. This is when London, when the Thames was a port. It was used to be called the Pool of London, and the ships could get right in because the Tower Bridge could lift the decks, and it was a pretty big port until fairly recently. Greenwich, that's where time is measured from. Royal Naval College. I think it's mid 17th century from memory. Wonderful places. Royal Naval College, Greenwich. The Queen's House and Royal Naval College, overlooking a rather small, flat London. So these books are worthless, so I picked it up and thought it's rather nice. I'll keep this one, and I will look at it occasionally. I don't like going to London anymore. I hate going there. It's such a mess. Has very little to do with the London it was in the past nowadays. So we have the book to remind us. That's a glass house, a greenhouse for exotic plants. Kew Gardens, that is a pagoda in Kew Gardens, still there. Hampton Court Palace by the river. So it's nice to pick up a nice book like this occasionally and be reminded. Okay, thanks for looking.